Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the books that I read last month. It's been crazy busy at work, so I haven't read as much as I wanted to, but the ones I did read were, well, keep watching to find out. Throughout this video, I don't want to ruin storylines for you, so I'll keep them as spoiler free as I can, but obviously I'm going to tell you what the series is about. Let's start with The Promised Neverland. I read volumes 3 and 4 in May, and wowie, this series just gets better and better. So this story is set in an orphanage full of children and one adult that the kids call Mum. They never leave the grounds unless they are picked to be adopted, and then they go off to meet their death. Yeah, so outside the orphanage is a world run by demons, and Mum is in on it. That's not a spoiler, that's the premise. You told the premise of the book straight away. I cannot begin to tell you how emotional and heart-wrenching this series is. The character art is so vivid and alive. There have been moments where I have physically recoiled from the page because of a change in facial expression. I've never read a manga that has scared me, although I haven't ventured into full-blown horror manga, so it's probably not saying much, but some of the characters genuinely are horrifying. And there's a constant sense of menace and danger that stops you from kind of settling into the moment. For example, in volume 3, at the start there are 2 kids and they are where they shouldn't be, okay? And part of you wants them to keep exploring because there's so much stuff to look at, but part of you is screaming at them to turn back before they're found out. It's a well-written battle of wits between 3 kids and the mum. There are twists and turns throughout, and I promise you, if you pick this up, you will not be bored, and you certainly won't regret it. I also read My Happy Marriage Volume 3. This is kind of a Cinderella retelling, but set in Taisho era Japan with a supernatural element to it as well, which I love. So our main character is called Mio, and her mum died when she was younger and her dad remarried, and then they had a daughter together. The mum is a cow, the stepsister is an absolute bee, and the dad is so cold towards her. It's really quite sad. She's basically a servant, but the supernatural twist comes in that families have powers that are usually passed down from generation to generation. However, Mio doesn't have any, so she's seen as worthless, and her father fobs her off to Kyoka. It's this guy here, and he comes from a famous family with strong powers, but has a reputation for being cold-hearted and uncaring towards women. I'm sure you know how that pairing is going to go. Just look at the front cover. But in this volume, her sister gets involved more in their relationship, and let me tell you, if you disliked her before, you are going to hate her now. This is her sister here. Very unpleasant person. Thinks she's the most beautiful person in the world, thinks she's the best person in the world. Not a very nice person. She uses Mio's past trauma to make her feel even worse. Oh, and the stepmom is also in on it too, and she's just as vile. Oh, it's so frustrating, but I love it for the angsty moments. But there are also some really sweet moments in this volume between these two, which is really nice. And you really see Mio grow in strength in this volume. Nothing too outrageous, she's not suddenly standing up to her family and shouting at them, but yeah, really enjoyed this volume. And again, the front cover is beautiful. For those who haven't read it yet, the art is also really nice. Lovely. So if you haven't read it yet, it might be worth picking up. So this is another 3rd volume in a series. It's called Yakuza Fiancé. And I just have to say, I love the front covers in this series. Everyone so far has been fantastic. And the colours in this one are lovely. Her hair is absolutely beautiful. And the green, just always spot on these covers. So, this book, did I enjoy it? Hell yes. Has it gone in the direction I thought it would? Not really. So I guess I should give you a quick summary. So Yoshino has been sent by her grandfather, who's the head of a Yakuza clan, to Tokyo to be engaged to Kirishima. And he's kind of a relation of another Yakuza clan, I won't say anything else. And this is all for an alliance between the two clans. But this has been an unhealthy engagement from the start, which is fine. Both characters have to make progress and they have to develop in some way, otherwise there's not really going to be much of a story. But he's definitely got more developing to do than she has, let me tell you. The character development that happens with Kirishima is kind of not what I was expecting. He still does things that he really shouldn't be doing when he's supposed to be with Yoshino. He clearly has childhood trauma that is stopping him from truly connecting with her. And whilst he's head over heels for her, that seems to mean something completely different to him than it would for anyone else. It is in part frustrating, but it's also part of the growth that has to happen for him before they can be anywhere close to a healthy relationship. And we get to meet one of Yoshino's friends in this volume, and things are revealed, let me tell you. So, if you haven't already, and you like Yakuza manga, bit of a slow burn romance, and characters just not quite being sane, pointing at this guy here, this is the series for you. I love it, and I hope you do too. Last but certainly not least is The Business Proposal. This is a new series from Aize Press, and I got this from London Comic Con, and I didn't realise at the time, but it's signed by the artist. How cool is that? So very, very happy with that. So this is about a woman called Harry who works an office job and works really hard to help her family out as they're in debt. Her rich best friend offers her money to go on a date in her stead because her dad wants her to get married and keeps setting her up with strangers. So Harry eventually agrees, and oops, the blind date is with the CEO of her company that she works at. And from there it's all misunderstandings and arrangements, and it is just so funny. I laughed out loud multiple times. I'm talking proper laughter, not just a quick chuckle. And the CEO, Taimu, lives for work, and he's only there because of his grandfather. The grandfather scene is so funny. I really enjoyed that scene. So there's the classic trope of different coloured hair and makeup. So when she goes on the date, her best friend changes her look. And now she is completely unrecognisable from her everyday look. It's always a funny trope. I'm surprised she didn't put glasses on her, to be honest. One thing about this guy is he's a very particular man who focuses on details every day with his job, and he really doesn't like lying as well. So I really loved this. I thought it was a very strong opening for a series. The art is lovely, and it makes for a really nice change to read in colour. So it's really cool. Don't want to give too many spoilers away, so I won't keep flicking through. This is the first manhwa I've read, and now I'm looking forward to reading more. Volume 2 though isn't released until August, and it feels like too long to have to wait. But wait, I will, because it is so worth it. Has anyone else read it yet? If you have, let me know what you thought in the comments below. So these are all the volumes I read last month. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of them and what you thought of them. Bye everyone. Happy reading.